Raconteurs News, it's 2018. I fucking said 2018 now instead of 2018. Like a wanker.
This is live radio, people. What the BBC tell us isn't what the government want us to believe, then just think of that and, think about who benefits, because at the bottom of everything is somebody benefiting from something somewhere. And there's one thing for sure. It fucking ain't me, and it ain't you.
And it's happening again. 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 And it's happening again.
It's down to us then to sort it out then, isn't it?
You get a frog, or a wolf, or a spider, or a snake. How can you get a snake to be the same species as a dog? It's easy. You call the species that bites you.
Weird.
That bites you.
Yeah. Right.
That bites you.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a choice. Yeah, you've got a choice.
But, do you want a punch in the face or a kick in the bollocks? Jesus. So what did you want to talk about? Bollocks. Yes, Jason's bollocks. No bills of exchange.
That's how much I'm interested in fucking cricket.
Well, that's how the modicum of intelligence, would you see, Billy?
Exactly.
All the thinking is.
Which one of us are you going to propose to this evening?
A lot of men who don't have sex.
Yeah.
Sorry, dropped my joint. Good evening, welcome to Raconteurs News After Dark. It's Friday night. It's dude, man, what's the matter with you? Dog. My dog's giving me some grief. Good evening. It's Friday. It's After Dark with me, Jason Holmes, and Jimmy Hagan. He's going to be on in a minute, I assume. I've not heard from him. Oh, here he goes. Let me see what he's just said. Having computer issues all day. Can't fix the issue. Thought all was okay till half an hour ago. You're learning this news at the same time as me. Can't fix the issue. Thought it was okay until half an hour ago. And now back to where I was 5 hours ago. Boot a no-go. Will join you if I can. Sorry, mate. All right. There we go. That's Jimmy Hagan. I'll just tell him I'll wing it. And if he gets along, he gets along. So I'm going to wing it. Hopefully about an hour and a half. I hope you're all right. I'm going to do an hour and a half anyway, till about 11 o'clock, and then do the thing anyway. I think that's what I'm going to do on a Friday, because 9:30's quite a late start in it, and 11 o'clock's a decent enough, late enough close. So good evening to you, everybody. Good evening, Jimmy. I'm sure he's listening somehow. Fucking shit. Fuck off, wankers. Shit comes up on your fucking computer every 2 fucking minutes, doesn't it? Good evening to everyone who's in the chat room. 462904 is in the house. Chris Partridge is here as well. He's got a Raconteurs News t-shirt. Today he's received it. We'll show you pictures of that in just a couple of minutes' time. Evening to Kendo as well, Kendo Taylor. Good evening to you, John Smith, Spanish Chicken as well. Evening to you, Paula. Good evening. I hope you're well. Nice to see you on Weir's Live. Chris Partridge. I've already done that one. Nick GB. Everybody else. John Smith. Evening all. I'm in shock. My local chippy is charging £6 for a battered sausage. Have a day off. £6 for a fucking battered sausage. I'm not having that. Fucking who has a battered sausage? Nobody has a fucking battered sausage, do they? Evening, Tony, as well. He's in the chat room. Good evening, Tony, non-violent extremist. Hope you all had a pleasant week and a better weekend. We're all going to have a great week, I think. We've all had a good week, I suppose. We did that show on Tuesday night, and then everything crypto went tits up. that at that exact time we were doing that show on Tuesday, crypto just went tits up. A crypto fucking exchange went under. And again, it's a demonstration of how crypto can be manipulated, because it was two people that didn't like each other, who didn't like each other, that got different exchanges, and one was able to just with one tweet, that's all it was able to get rid of the other one. So and then offered to fucking buy him. It's a long story. I don't know if you've heard about it. I need someone to talk to it about it. That's why I'm hoping Jimmy will going to be on, because I know he's on top of that. And I've watched a couple of videos over the last few days about this crypto exchange. Is it FTX or something like FTX? I think. Oh, I've got it here. Yeah, FTX, the crypto exchange, and they've just filed for bankruptcy on Tuesday. Before we went on, and I'm not claiming credit for this, by the way. I just think it's fucking hilarious that it happened at the same time that we were doing it. But on Tuesday they were a billionaire. The guy that owned that, and now they've filed for bankruptcy, and it just shows you how corrupt it really is. How it can be manipulated. Even crypto can be manipulated. Crypto can be manipulated, because this one tweet from the guy at Binance, I can't remember his name, but I know he's Binance, which is another, which is these are the number one and number two exchanges, crypto exchanges. But crypto is solid; it can't be footwear. Yeah, exactly. These are the number one and number two crypto exchanges, and they've had a bit of a love-hate relationship in the past. But exchange number one, we'll call exchange number one Binance, because that was the largest one, and then exchange number two is FTX, which was the second largest, and Binance did used to have a big chunk of FTX, but I don't think that was the case anymore. But they were what FTX had done is FTX had got their own crypto coin, the FTT. Now Binance held a lot of the FTT crypto, and what FTX was doing is they were using the value of the FTT, because they held a lot on their balance sheets. Their balance sheets are how much money and liquidity and what have you that they have. A lot of it was in FTT. So when Binance, the creator of Binance, then tweeted that they were going to drop all the FTT, they were going to sell it all, and it was, they didn't want people, something to do it. There was an argument between these two blokes. And as soon as he did that, the FTT plummeted, and because most of the value of FTX was based in FTT currency, cryptocurrency, and its perceived value, of course, then it's had to stop withdrawals, and there were billions in withdrawals as well. There was a run on the exchange, and they essentially didn't have enough money. They didn't have enough liquidity, and of course, the liquidity that they had, or the assets that they had, the perceived assets, was this FTT coin, which was theirs, and had lost a lot of its value. So that just shows you one tweet, and this has been the worst week in crypto in the life of crypto. This week has been a terrible week. A lot of people have lost a lot of money, and there's a lot of people out there that are, that did have a lot of faith in this, and a lot of. And I don't even know who they should be mad with. Should they be mad with the FTX guy, for not having, not being prepared well, and not be. I mean, you would defend yourself against that, surely, if you've got a fucking history with this Binance guy. Where's the names? Yeah, I've got some little notes here written down. I wrote it down. So yeah, then Binance said, okay, well, what we'll do is, and they made a non a non-binding offer to FTX. If the numbers all added up, they did the due diligence and everything. Then what they'd do is they'd buy FTX, and then they would guarantee all the deposits, and people will be able to get the money out. But they've now pulled out. So FTX look like they're going to go bankrupt. A lot of people are losing a shitload of money. This is real money, not this. And it just shows you that crypto's just got no back into it. If it's got no back into it, it's liable to fucking die a death at some point. And I think a lot of these cryptos falling and everything, I think this is probably a way to soften us up for real financial fucking oblivion when the fiat currency fucking implodes and dies and is completely worthless. But yeah, it's a good lesson. It's good, something good to watch. It's a good, it's good to watch and see the nature of people. And people are very naturally, they do tend to err towards getting something for nothing, and that's and that's only natural. I mean, everybody, that's the dream, really, isn't it? Getting something for nothing. But I never got crypto. I never really got it. I know we had a time where we when Andy was here and we were having a show. We're having shows with John Hamer, and John Hamer was telling us all about crypto, and that turned out to be a fucking big Ponzi scheme, which it looks like all crypto at the moment is Ponzi scheme. So I just don't, I never got it. I don't get it now. I never got it before. I don't think I'll get it afterwards. But yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money, and that's always bad. But as long as they knew what they were going in for when they went in, and they knew the risks. I know I'm drinking fucking Coca-Cola. It's all we've got in house. I ain't got no fucking water, no bottled water. I'm not drinking tap water. Fuck that. For a game of fucking sausages. Where's my... I look like I'm in soft focus, don't I? I got this one there. I look like I'm in some sort of soft focus, like fucking old woman that used to be on Dallas. She were always in soft focus. Yeah, I feel like I'm in that. Yeah, so that is what has happened over the last few days. We, in a nutshell, I mean, I know nothing about crypto. There are plenty of places out there that will tell you what has actually happened. But yeah, there is. What does this say? Sorry, I'm going to read some of these. They are an effective Ponzi scheme that won't help society or humanity. I generally tend to agree with you. You know, I don't want to dismiss things out of hand, and we are, you know, having any experience of them. But it just sort of gave. That's what it gave me. It gave me that sort of impression. Crypto wankers losing their money is lols, says CMB. That's not. You know, I mean, people losing their money. I mean, they knew exactly what they were doing, but I wouldn't laugh at it. I mean, because then there'll be somebody to laugh at you when you got it. So, and that's not very nice. So, Pete. Oh, Pete, who's Pete? Where's Pete? Is he in there? Oh, Lowlands Pete. Evening, Lowlands Pete. Evening troopers, he said. The raccoons, these. They're not. These aren't troopers. These are raccoons. Anyway, good evening. I had a show tonight. I think must have just finished at some point, but yeah. Good evening. John Smith says, like a porn star, Jace. I don't know what that means. Newbie, I'm fairly sure crypto was never supposed to be used that way. The intro was pretty cool. The spaceman and the water effect, really nice. There we go. Taylor, Hitler has left the building. Evening, Raccoon Trooper. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, that's it. Raccoon Troopers. Newbie, I'm sure some forces hijacked Yeah, you see, this is the thing: is it can be manipulated. Crypto, like anything, it can be manipulated. Anything can be manipulated. Anything at all. It's all going to be manipulated, isn't it? And this is what happened. In fact, you know what, Neil? If you're knocking about, just, if you could jump on and give us your insight into what you think happened with this FTX and Binance people. If you could, I'll just pop the. I'll just pop your. I'll pop the link in there if you want to jump on and let us know what you think, because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this from somebody completely outside. I've not looked at crypto at all in any way, shape, or form, really, apart from the OneCoin debacle that we got talking about. But it'd be interesting to hear what you've got to say about that, about what happened while we were talking, actually, and how you think it will affect the Epic coin that you were talking about, and is it going to have an effect on that, and has it had an effect on that? Because I don't know. But yeah, I know that cryptos took a really fucking big hit this last couple of days. Non-violent extremist says, instead of putting my savings into digital coin, I've decided to invest in hookers and blow. Good choices. That's what you want to do. This is what people have been saying, because there's a lot of preppers about and stuff. And if you want to survive when it all goes tits up, it's vodka and fags you need to be hoarding. Get your garage filled up with vodka and fags, and you won't go hungry during the revolution, if there is a revolution, which there probably won't be. Well, apart from my fucking record player downstairs. Because we're about as revolutionary in this country as some of us dead, not revolutionary. I just don't know any other way to put it. I could try and make it a little bit more interesting, but I don't think I could do. No more Digicoin. So we're just talking about what's gone off. That's all. We're talking about what's happened this last few days. This last couple of days, it's gone tits up. Yeah. I don't know if you saw Joe Biden earlier on. He was talking about, let me see if I can find that, actually. I'll see if I can find that. But Joe Biden was doing a speech earlier on about oil, about climate change. And it was just fucking, well... It weren't even legible, I don't think. Here we go. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. Fucking not going to go there. Videos. Here we go. Is that the video? Oh, it don't fucking give you YouTube videos, does it? Here we go. Let's see what this does. Oh, it's not even got any sound on it. Why has it not got sound on it? Yeah, so anyway, I'm just having a look at this here. It's get Dinny on live. Dinny, come on if you want to come on, Dinny. You can tell us all about. What you what you think we should do. All light it would. Oh, fuck them. There we go. Where's Joe Biden? I don't know what's fucking happening here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Right, anyway, I'm going to find it. Joe Biden. He's done a talk about climate change, about this COP fucking 27, which is in... here he goes. I can't hear it. Why is it not even fucking hearing? Why is it not letting me hear? I wonder if I've got any sound at all. I wonder if I've got... No, it's not. It's that one. Okay. Right, that should work now. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to play you this. This is if you are present share screen, a Chrome tab, Biden.
Overcome decades of opposition and obstacles of progress on this issue alone to reestablish the United States as a trustworthy, committed global leader on climate. As I stand here before you, we've taken enormous strides to achieve that. I don't stand here alone.
Oh, no, that weren't Eckler. It weren't Eckler. I think that's been fucking. I think that's been stuck there. Hang on, let me stop fucking sharing. I think that's been stuck there because for someone else, because he ran earlier on and he was a little bit like me now. You know, I couldn't fucking talk at all. I saw that earlier on. I think I saw it on Twitter or something like that. Yeah. After the naked star jumps, it's your turn on the cabaret, says Paula. All right then. Can he join the show? I'm on his new iPhone. I reckon he's watching I'm a Celebrity. Who's that? Where's Jimmy? Oh, Jimmy, I'd be watching I'm a Celebrity. I've got Matt Hancock. I'd be phoning and voting for Matt Hancock as well. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I'm not watching it. I don't watch it. I never have done anyway. But, you know, I mean, fucking why? Why are people fucking allowing this to happen? Why are people allowing this to happen? This cunt, and then there's some cunt saying that is, some people saying, oh well, he's just trying to be human, be a human, show that he's human. He's not fucking human. What human being fucking does that? What he did? None whatsoever. And then goes and fucking earns a fortune afterwards, spitting in the face of everybody who's ever been, I can't even talk about it, can I? Because otherwise I'll just get fucking bolted off. Neil, how you doing, mate?
Hi, you can hear me? Oh, God, I'm distorted.
No, we can hear you. You're fine, yeah.
Is that all right? Yeah, I didn't want to blow everybody's head off. You're all right?
Yes, I'm all right, Neil. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Yeah, cheers.
What did you make of Tuesday?
Not entirely surprising, is it? Really? I mean, I think everybody's pretty aware of how much, how much of this a casino this is basically. The whole crypto industry is basically based on, chasing assets that people believe are going to have value, but when you look into the fundamentals, they're not really there. So certainly from the people that I spend time with, it wasn't a surprise at all to see. I think we feel that most of these so-called coins and tokens will go to zero pretty quickly, pretty short order. They're not. It's what I was trying to explain. I guess I didn't really explain it very well on Tuesday. And you do have to spend quite a lot of time digging into every asset that you come across to see exactly what it's about. And it's quite right that everybody who gave me a grilling on Tuesday, or even in the after chat, not a grilling, but everybody has to spend time looking into all of these assets. And the vast majority of people who invest on the exchanges, I think it's fair to say, don't really do that. They'd rather have somebody else look into the fundamentals of the coins and have some other expert tell them what has value, and they think, oh, that's good enough, that we'll invest in that. So I think there's an awful lot of money just being put into investing in these assets on a wing and a prayer, just in the hope that they'll come good. And there's so much money washing around that it's right. I look at all the comments in tonight thinking, well, yeah, I think most of them are valid. I think there is a huge bubble here. It's been created over many years. We can argue the toss about whether that's deliberate or not. It seems to me that it wouldn't be too much of a leap of imagination to think that this has all been orchestrated, pumped up into a bubble just to allow it to crash. And so people become disillusioned and stop looking for alternatives to the CBDCs. I mean, it just allows them a clear path to be ushered in. That's the way I see it, anyway. Hello?
Sorry about that. I'll just coughing my lungs up. Yeah, it does say. I mean, what's happened to Epiccoin? Has it moved at all, or is it still in the same place?
Yeah, it tends to bounce around with Bitcoin performance. It's up and sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. I think because I'm looking at the YouTube stream. I'm not used to doing that, so I'll go back onto the StreamYard one. It's because I wanted to look at the comments and everything.
You can see comments. The thing on your right-hand side that'll say comments.
So it does. Sorry, I've not used this before. I've not used StreamYard before.
That's fine.
Yeah, Epic fluctuates a little bit with Bitcoin activity, but there again, people are a lot of people are watching it and just buying the dip. So as soon as it dips down, it's sort of it's been hovering between 40 and 50 cents really for the past God knows how long. I can have a look for you. Certainly since about beginning of September, hovering in the same sort of zone. But I know as soon as it dips down, there are people buying the dip anyway. So it doesn't really have these macro factors of exchanges going off and big names in crypto doing big things. It doesn't really apply because this is only a micro cap coin. Very little investment in it.
Right. Pretty good. I'm just having a look in the chat room, yeah, and people saying they'll be bartering. I mean, do you think that this, the way that it's going at the moment, this last year has been devastating for crypto, really. For anybody that's got any sort of amount of money tied up in crypto, this last year has been devastating. Do you think that this is a deliberate sort of action by whoever's pulling strings and doing things? Because we've seen how easily it's been manipulated in this instance with the FTT coin. Do you think that that's a deliberate way to sort of derail decentralized crypto and so that everybody will be into the CBDC?
I personally do, and I know a lot of other people who feel the same, Chase. Yeah, I think the last thing they want, I was looking at non-violent extremist in there, is dead certain. Sorry, he or she, I don't know. Sorry.
It's Tony. His name's Tony.
Hi, Tony. Very vociferous, saying that cryptos are done and it's not going to happen. We're all going into CBDCs whether we like it or not. I strongly disagree, because I say we have a form here in Epic which I believe you can use now. Whether they approve of it or try to ban it is we're completely not bothered, because it's a thing and we can use it to exchange as currency. So whether the central banks approve and whether the powers that be approve doesn't really bother me. I'm quite happy to live as an outlaw using this stuff if it works better than their money, and I believe other people will see the same. But this isn't a sales pitch for Epic. It was a conversation about, is this deliberate to move to bring the crypto space into disrepute and make it seem unattractive? Yeah, I believe so. I think that's exactly what it is. Because the last thing they want is people using a digital form of money that functions better than anything else. That's the very last thing that they want, to allow us that freedom.
But now they've shown that it's really not really a credible threat to them. I mean, apart from Bitcoin, of course, which still if you look at the price of Bitcoin, it's huge compared to what it began. Obviously, what it began at was zero. Yeah. But it is huge. So, with the exception of Bitcoin, do you think they've found out just how easy it is to be able to do this, or what do you think the future of Bitcoin is? Somebody's asked as well, is it a good time to buy crypto? I mean, I wouldn't be able to get an answer to that at all. I don't know if you would, but
you're talking to the wrong person about Bitcoin. Certainly, I say I'm an Epic maxi, so I would say, is there a good time to buy any other crypto? Personally, no, I wouldn't buy any other crypto, because I know that Epic has the better fundamentals, and I see Bitcoin. It's a question of whether Epic gets to $1,000 first or Epic does. If Bitcoin gets there first or Epic does, because I'm sure Bitcoin, well, BTC, Bitcoin Core, it's not actually Bitcoin, but BTC will be revealed for for the fraud that it is. I mean, there is already more than 12 million Bitcoin in circulation due to a fractional reserve going on in the crypto space. So the notion that this is a scarce asset is it's just a myth. Bitcoin is not. So there's a lot of people still betting on Bitcoin's future that don't realize all the problems that there are. So we haven't even scratched the surface. Bitcoin will go lower, and most of the crypto space will follow it, I think.
Right. So yeah, I mean, we're on a downward trajectory.
Yeah. So yeah, the word is be very, very careful, because I think an awful lot of downside still yet to come.
Can I pay for crypto with gold? Says New Being. I suppose so. If you just have to get it into a form, get the gold into a form where it can be exchanged for crypto.
Maybe with something like Glint, couldn't you? Because effectively you're spending off your own gold reserves. You don't actually hold the physical, but you have a Glint card that allows you to pay according to the value of the gold that's held for you. So in that way, you could use your credit card, your Glint card, to buy crypto on somewhere like Coinbase.
I've never. Do you know what? I've never even heard of Glint.
No, people. I know there's one or two in the chat who watch Manico64. I mentioned the channel to you the other day, and he talks a lot about Glint. Well, He's got a few videos on his channel about Glint. It tells you all about it. Yeah, it's basically the company hold the gold in a vault in Switzerland, and you spend against the value of the gold that's being held in your account. Just using an electronic mediation via Visa or whoever it is. I think it's Visa. Yeah.
Chris Partridge says I've got 11 grams of gold with Glint.
Right.
Chris Partridge, who by the way has got
there's the man there. There's the resident expert. He should be jumping on.
He's got a Raconteurs new t-shirt. He came today. We've got photos. Here you go. There's photo number 1. That's Chris Partridge in his Raconteurs News t-shirt. Photo number 2. Hey, I tell you what, these look like sort of things that you see on one of them. One of them things where it's a documentary on somebody that's been murdered, and then murderers like. There's always some photos like this of a murderer in there. There you go. There's Chris Partridge.
Cool.
In his Raconteurs News t-shirt. There we are. Look at that. The Freddie Mercury pose. and that one. So congratulations on getting your t-shirt, Chris. Man at CNA. It's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I had to turn them around, I couldn't even work out how to do that. Because they were mirrored. So
yeah.
It took me ages to do it. So we've got. I tell you what. I've got a question, and since you're on, you can help me.
I'll try.
A new being who's over there in Sweden has asked us, "What changes have you experienced since Brexit? Related to Brexit, if any? Have you noticed anything?" It's a good question. That I mean, have we not really thought about it? Have we? Not really stopped and sort of looked back and then thought, have we noticed any changes at all? So what do you think about that? Thanks for that question, by the way, New Being.
I feel the whole thing was a totally transparent psyop from start to finish. Well, actually, to begin with, I got bought in with it. I got quite involved. I thought, this is going to be a good thing, and we'll get the fishing industry. I was naive enough to think we might actually get a fishing industry back again, and it would be good for all our coastal towns. But it got subverted along the way because of, I think, Farage was very clever at bringing everybody along in the Leave movement, and then at the last moment, the deal was done at that meeting at Chequers when it was pretty much decided that most of the Brexit vote would be subverted into the Conservative Party, and then it all just any notion that it was actually going to change went at that point. And I don't see any changes, certainly no positive changes. I think it's just been turned into a big mishmash of who won, what was it all about. We didn't know what we were voting for. I mean, it's just a complete shit show, really. So no, answer new being, hi new being. I haven't personally seen anything, certainly nothing positive come out of the whole thing.
No, me neither.
No.
I'm kind of looking back at it now. I allowed myself to get sort of drawn into it, and I was really partisan on it. On that, I wanted to leave the EU. But you know,
It did surprise me. I thought you were going to say you were a Remainer then for a minute.
Did you really?
No.
I don't know what. I think rather naively, I didn't realise. I just thought that I sort of rather naively thought that once that fell, then it had all fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what had fallen into place. I just thought something better would fall into place, and it just never did. Again, I don't even know, and not that I'd voted to stay.
No.
But I certainly, I don't know if I did. If I had my time again, I'd vote to leave. I'd go out of my way to go and vote to leave, because I did vote and I voted to leave.
Oh yeah, yes, I still feel the same way. That it was an opportunity, but we weren't really meant to have it, were we? It was they gave us the opportunity in name only, and then as soon as we actually took the opportunity, which they weren't expecting, they changed the narrative and said, well, you didn't really understand what you were voting for, and it could mean this. What does it all mean? And the media played us for fools, really, for 3 years, and they chewed it all up and got everybody heated about it and pitted one against the other, to the point that then they did the rug pull, and it turned out to be nothing at all. But the one thing it did do was it gave them time to plan the pandemic, I suppose, because it gave them 3 years of planning time while they just ran us around and did nothing.
We were distracted with Brexit and Trump and all these other little things, all these other things that were sort of looked like they were going the way of the underdog, shall we say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's like the 5-star movement in Italy as well, wasn't there, which made it look as if there was this great populist wave sweeping across Europe. And the Yellow Vest, to be fair, that was on a much bigger scale in France. So yeah, it did make you think, yeah, you've actually got a chance here. But that's what we were supposed to think.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, and now we've been sort of like doors been slammed firmly shut in us faces. And not just that. I mean, we've had stuff put on us faces, for God's sake. But yeah, it doesn't seem to have got any better. So the answer to your question, New Being, is we've not really seen any difference between before and after Brexit. I think as well, once we'd had the vote, by the time we actually came to leave the EU, which Boris Johnson did, I think in 2020 or January 2020 or something like that, when we actually invoked Article 5.
Yeah, January. Mm-hmm.
In that time, it had Brexit had been diluted anyway, hadn't it? Because we voted for a stiff leave go. If everybody who voted for Brexit voted for another Brexit, they didn't want a soft Brexit or any other Brexit. Just leave, just go. Mm-hmm. That's all we wanted to do. Yeah. And then it sort of everything got diluted in the 4 years between the vote and the actual divorce from Europe, if you want to call it that. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure they knew that that's what we wanted. They knew that we wanted to leave, like you say, a hard leave. And then the media did everything they could to portray that as not what we wanted, wasn't it? They just the complete opposite, that nobody really knew, and it could mean this, it could mean that. And that was just a smokescreen. They knew full well. And I think, I'm sure most people would think that it certainly wasn't 52-48. We'll never know what the actual percentage was, but I think the strength of feeling that I witnessed was certainly much greater than 52%.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same way. The same that I saw. I didn't. But then again, that just might be where we live, and
it might be
the reason why we were, we were, anti-EU. We were not anti-EU, but pro-leave.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't go. I mean, I didn't travel extensively during that period anyway. So I couldn't. I didn't meet anybody really on the ground, as it was, to compare notes with. So I don't know. And all I got was what I got off the internet. And I mean, channels like Raconteurs, and you get a feeling, but you don't really know. You know.
no, of course not. And you get a feeling from people that you interact with every day, people you work with and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you do get a feeling, but it was the same when I went to Scotland just pre the referendum, Scottish referendum. I went to Oban
Right.
on a holiday,
Oh, yes,
and
it's
everything
lovely.
I saw was vote no. Sorry, vote yes to independence.
Scottish leave, yeah.
Scottish
Scottish
independence.
independence, yeah.
Everything I
Interesting.
saw was independence. Vote yes for independence.
Yeah. But again, that's the west coast of Scotland. Maybe that's better because they've got plenty of export industries there that they think they would thrive. I don't know whether it'd be the same if you went over the east coast. I don't know. I don't know anything really about Scottish geopolitics or really what goes on north of the border, to be honest.
Yeah, non-violent. As Tony just said there, Scottish independence is a fucking myth. Well, it is a myth. Yeah, of course it's a myth. I mean, they wanted to be part of EU, didn't they? Rejoin EU as soon as they got independence. That were ridiculous. I mean, we've become independent. Let's just join this other bigger gang anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, not much is different. In answer to your question, Newbie, we've answered your question. Anybody else got a question? Anybody want to jump on with us? No, Jimmy tonight. He's having one or two technical issues. I've got Neil with me, and we were talking the other night about Epic Coin, but we can talk about anything, can't we, Neil? Because we know all the stuff.
We are all knowing.
Tell us about that guy that you were doing some work with, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. No.
Yeah, who were the protesters and that sort of thing?
Yeah, well, that'll be controversial. It'll probably put the cat amongst the pigeons. I wasn't working, but I certainly lent my support to John Overkill when he had his channel up and running, when the protests were in full swing, and he was exposing the actors who were, well, we don't know who they were, but we could certainly identify them as being individuals who were present at the majority of the protests, and they were acting. They certainly had an agenda to try and subvert the protests. So yeah, I lent my support where I could to him, and for whatever reason, he decided enough was enough, and he's pulled the channel now. But the work, I think he did a lot of things to expose the actors, which I felt should have been in the mainstream alternative media, shall we say. UK Column, Mark Devlin, the people who...
They're not mainstream though, are they really?
Well, David Icke then. How about David Icke?
They're like mainstream, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
They are like it, yeah, go
on. And David Icke, then, would you class him as mainstream?
Yeah, mainstream. Yeah, mainstream. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the most mainstream that I can think of. And David Icke was quite happy to talk with some of the people who we know to have been actors during that protest season. And that to me was a red flag. And I think,
have you any names? I mean, any names of these people that David Icke's talking to?
I'm trying to think of the best example. Actually, it was Resistance GB, the guy who was set himself up as this reporter on the protests, and he was doing a lot of filming. He's probably still got a channel, and he was talking in the street with David Icke, who greeted him with, "Oh, hello, mate. How are you doing?" And it was very much, so just Piers Corbyn. We've just seen the name in there as well. There's been a fair few people who look to have been included in that group, where we've got people such as Tapman and Grey Bleeder. I think we give these, David Curtin, Resistance GB. Yeah, thank you. I've just seen in the chat there. It's been a long day, so I'm trying to think of pluck names from the ether now. But there were lots of people such as that, as David Curtin, who were connected to Resistance GB, who were quite clearly involved, and all that John Overkill was doing was exposing those people. I think he did it very, very succinctly, very, 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 very well. Did it all just with a phone. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time, chatting with him and supporting him.
I saw a couple of them videos. I didn't see very many. It weren't something that I was looking into, but I did see a couple of those videos, and I honestly didn't know what to make of them. But I suppose you had to see the repeat offender sort of thing, don't you?
Yeah, if you followed the thread, at his peak, I mean, he was putting out a video nearly every day. So I think he did a lot of good, because if those people had been allowed to run amok and he hadn't done what he did, then the outcome could have been very different. There could have been some serious violence kicked off. I think he managed to expose them sufficiently that it stopped them in their tracks pretty well.
I put the names in, Jason. Put the bots on screen. Sheesh. Sorry, I don't get that. I don't get that. Beeb Rebozo, who left Britain a few years ago. And where do you live now, Beeb? Tell us where you live now. He said he left Britain in 2019, I think he said, and best thing they ever did. I put a bot on screen. Well, why not? Come on, it is Friday night. Curtin is his dad. Who's that? I saw it as well.
Yeah, David Curtin, we think, was a relation of Resistance GB.
Right. Okay. Where are these people gone now? Are they all gone? Have they all disappeared?
I haven't looked in a while, actually, because the activity seemed to have dropped off. That I haven't actually looked in a while. I'll have a look now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how many, because there used to be loads, didn't they? And I know that things have fucking dropped off and you can't go on YouTube, and you got a lot of people are just getting deleted. I mean, YouTube's just an abomination at the moment. You can't say anything, whether it's true or not. I mean, there's just you're just at their mercy. So I know there's a lot of people that sort of got a little bit disillusioned with that, but like you say, it seems to we've just got the mainstream. I still see David Icke popping up every now and again, Gareth Icke popping up every now and again, even though I've stopped. All these people I were friends with me on Facebook, I've just unfriended. Because I just get sick of fucking seeing him. Particularly Gareth Icke. I mean, fuck me. He's the Peter Andre of fucking truth, I think. No fucking discernible talent.
Just had a look. It says got 70,000 subscribers, but he's looks to be doing still doing pretty much what he was doing before, just interviews and putting people in front of the camera, whoever they may be.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, good. Yeah. So I mean, there are a lot of there's a lot of them fucking going about, but the fucking UK column. I mean, when I was 2014 when I did a bit of stuff with UK column, and it all stemmed from an interview that I'd done with somebody at Rotherham, outside town hall, regarding social services in Rotherham, because they were all fucking going fucked up then. And I got a video, and anyway, UK column got hold of me, and I went on their fucking show. But you know, it were weird. And I did a bit of stuff with him as well, where we did an audience with UK Column at in 2014, 2013.
Yeah, 2014.
Oh yeah, were you there?
I was there. I was there.
Ah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was Luke Collins, wasn't there, and Mike and Brian, and who was the other guy?
Malcolm.
That's it. Yeah, he was there as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think
I
they were
really
all,
liked Malcolm. He
all
were a
crammed
really
in.
fucking good bloke.
They were all there crammed into like a broom cupboard or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were they? Yeah.
Supping pints. But yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, I remember that. I just, you know, it's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
Tony Farrell were in there, weren't they? You remember?
I don't remember on that evening, but I remember meeting
Because
Tony
they
Farrell.
asked him a question and we didn't
Did he?
even know it were him.
Ah,
And he
right.
asked a question and I went, oh, fucking hell, it's Tony Farrell.
Ah.
He got his Smurf beard, hadn't he?
I remember he had later. I didn't get introduced to him until a bit later on, but I'd have to have a look back. You've got it. I think you've still got it up on Alter Edge Media, haven't you?
Yeah, it's still
The
up on
UK
there.
column
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Viva Rebozo has said that Lou Collins, kill me now. UK Column worked for MI5. But listen, this were years and years ago. Okay, so I were a fucking young pup. I were naive, and I know what UK Column's all about now. I know what UK Column's all about because I've been involved with him, so I know. So don't fucking have a go of it. You know, we were back in day. There were that many people, weren't they? It were difficult to find out who were who and who you could trust and who you couldn't.
Trust no one.
Well, I mean, we had that bloke come, didn't we? Who Adi had met at. Adi fucking comes to me and he says, "Oh, I've met this guy. He's this guy, fucking guy." So I met this guy. I hate the word guy. I fucking hate it. Everybody uses it. Hey guys, I fucking hate it. So he says, "I've met this bloke. He's Mr. What do you call him? Mr. Lawful Rebellion." And he got T-shirt on and everything. And he says he's coming to one of our meetings. Adi had met him at Ian Crane talk, which he'd been to, and I'd not been, because I didn't like Ian Crane anyway. But he got so this bloke come along. And I saw him, I spoke to him for a bit, and then I says to Adi, he says, "What do you think then?" He's all right. I says, "He's a fucking tosser, mate. He's going to fucking cause shit for us." He says, "Oh, no, he's dead. Honestly, he's dead right." But Adi were pretty new then. You know what I mean? He were like pretty brand new.
Yeah.
I think he was still wrapped. So, he says, no, he's great. And you know fucking story. That tosser fucking ended up losing its venue, and we had a right good venue as well. Really nice venue.
It was excellent.
And that tosser wouldn't fucking, because this is the thing, we've got this really nice venue, and we've got this, you know, use of a stage and a big screen, and it were all gratis, and they were letting us use it for no, and they were even giving us parking because they were a multi-story car park on top. This were a casino, you know, a multi-story car park on top, and they were giving us. They were validating everyone's parking. So you just went along and they validated your parking. You just had to give your name. And it didn't matter what name you get. You just get a name. And this tosser went up and he were one of them. My name's not, it's not my name. I ain't got a name. And he says, "What's your name?" And I just said to him, just say a name. Say Joe Bloggs. Say Mark Smith. Say Penis fucking McSporran. And you know, when he just says, "No, I don't have a name. And so, you know, they just said, "Yeah, well, you're too much fucking asshole, you lot, so fuck off." So there you go. We got kicked out of that venue because of some tosser. So we know it happens.
Do you know anybody else who used to go to the group? Have you ever come across them since then?
Well, there were Bex. You know Bex, don't you? Who started it with us? Adi still sees and hears from her occasionally, I think, but I don't. Lisa as well. I've not heard from her for a while, for many years. So let me think. Anybody else? No, I don't think there is anybody else. Me and Aid, Tony Farrell used to come quite a lot, so but I've not heard from him since he was in Gibraltar, and that was a few years ago. I think back when I had 2 legs.
Right.
But since the last time I heard of Tony Farrell, there's a couple of people. I think there's probably a few people that listen that came.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really put a face to anybody.
No.
Yeah, always fun. It was always fun. We had some good laughs.
Rob Freeman, what happened to him?
Oh, Rob, do you know he just disappeared? He just disappeared before he went. I think he was one of them. I think he got the solution and just disappeared. Kept it to himself. You know what I mean? I think a few have done that. You know, he's rumoured to have done it. What's his face? Fucking hell! What's his name? Is it John Harris?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He's rumoured to have done
Lawful
it.
Rebellion guy. Yeah.
He's got like a remedy and then disappeared himself. If you know what I mean.
It's like they find the door at the edge of the Truman Show and just walk out.
Well, I don't know. They might have done that even. You know what I mean? You know, they might have done that. You just don't know. That wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it'd surprise if someone said, if I suddenly found out, oh, Jesus Christ, and there were a door out of this like fucking madhouse. I know. I saw a tweet the other day that I saw a tweet that somebody had posted up, and it says, "Why is it so expensive to be alive?" And then underneath it said, "I'm not even having a fucking good time." You know what I mean? It's costing me a fortune. I'm not even having a good time, man. Being alive.
Just be grateful with all we've got. All our good health, eh? Health and happiness.
Yeah. Health, that's yes. I'm always thankful for that. Oh dear. Listen, anybody want to come on with us? We've got me and Neil. I'm going to do another half an hour. If I don't know if you would want to hang about or you need to go or anything, Neil. But you know, it could help me if you start.
I can hang around a bit. I can hang around a bit if you like. Yeah. And
if anybody wants to come on and say anything, let's have a few people on. Let's do first half an hour of the after show. We'll do it live.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me see. I've got a couple of comments here. John Smith says collapses. The difference in crypto is it's worldwide, so it takes longer to collapse. That's John Smith. Newbie asked that question. And Nonviolent Extremist asks, how much wood can a woodchuck chop if a woodchuck would chop wood? At Raconteurs News. So that's his question there. If anybody got an answer to that, how much wood can a woodchuck chop if a woodchuck chop wood? Or something or other. Yeah.
Are we metric or imperial?
Sorry?
Are we metric or imperial?
Yeah, I think imperial woodchucks.
Oh, right.
Who have we got here? Taylor. Good evening, mate.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Good evening, Taylor.
Doing all right, I guess. How about you?
I'm okay. We've not woke you up, have we? I mean, you came on here, you know. We didn't.
No. I'm fine. Just stretching.
Okay. All right. Well, Spanish Chicken's here as well. Good evening, Spanish. How you doing, mate?
Evening, motherfuckers. Woohoo! Friday. Welcome to the weekend.
What have you been up to?
Too much work. Not enough play. I'm on a few Guinnesses now.
Oh, you know what I saw today? I saw fucking 0% alcohol Guinness.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. It is probably the closest thing you'll get to a beer imitating a beer. So if you drank Guinness and drank alcohol-free Guinness, it is almost exactly the same. because I've tried all the other lagers.
What's the
Evening
point in
Rob.
that? I mean, people only drink Guinness. Right? You only put up with the taste of Guinness so that you can get the alcohol. That's the only reason you put up with the fucking taste. It tastes like shit.
Yeah, but if you're struggling to work in 8 hours time, and you want 8 pints,
Yeah, but 8 pints of something that tastes nice.
it tastes all right. Guinness is lovely.
All right, well, if you like that, anyway. There's lots of different. Everyone's got different tastes, haven't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to drink 8 pints of water and then go work the next day.
Although I never found a beer that a non-alcoholic beer that I like the taste of. But I don't drink anymore now, and I don't. But I'd rather still not drink something that tasted a beer just to remind me of what it tasted like.
Yeah, I know it's a bit like veggie meat, isn't it? Yes, cobblers really.
I'm
only fooling myself. I'm quite happy with it. I'm only fooling myself. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not telling you to buy it.
No. In fact, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Dr. Roberts, how are you, Mr. Not a Dr. Robert? So we've got not a Dr. Robert, and we've got Neil. No, not that cunt. No, not that twat. Sorry. Dr. Robert.
All right. I like Weefy Man's loading up on more crypto over the next few weeks, loving the blood on the streets.
Buy the dip, Rob. Buy the dip.
Buying the dip. You know, whoever says crypto is going to be something that will just be wiped out, I think they're going to be wrong. What do you reckon, Neil?
I think the vast majority of the world will disappear. Yeah.
Yeah, but
we certainly won't. We won't be looking at thousands. I don't think thousands of different projects out there.
There's probably 3,000 cryptos now.
There's 21,000 altogether.
Neil, do you think yours will be part of that then?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah. I think because we've got the best fundamentals and the best use case.
But I disagree personally, just on the fact that I've seen loads of these community coins come along way before come and go. They've all got the same intentions. They've all got the best interests. They come along. No one's interested because no one's making money, and they go again.
Well, yeah.
But that's only my personal
I know.
opinion.
Yeah, I bow to your opinion, but from what I've seen and the people I've spoke to in the community, we're all of one mind. We're going to stick with it for as long as possible, and certainly, I think if you've heard Max Freeman talk about it, I think you'd have a different opinion. But maybe you'll hear him in time.
We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Absolutely.
It may be really good. Maybe really good.
Mm-hmm. I hope so for everybody. I say not for the going to the moon aspects, just because it gives us a form of money that can be used completely independently of any financial institution. We don't have to go through them. We've got we've got our own thing now.
We're all going to the moon. Get on the next NASA.
No one's been to the moon, Uni, and no one's going to the moon. The Van Allen radiation belts have proved that.
They're not
NASA's
really
own words.
anyway. How can you get a spacecraft to work in a vacuum? Fucking hell. It's got no to propel off, has it? There's nothing to propel off.
How's David Weiss anyway? Jace, going to get him on again?
No.
Oh, right.
I've had him on twice. I mean, it's the same thing every time, isn't it?
He loves the sound of his own voice as well.
You see, you're just like, it's just repeating and repeating and same thing.
Actually, Rob, I do like the sound of his voice. He is quite an entertaining fella. And I like the sound of your voice as well, and Jason's. That's why I'm here. Do you know what, Jace? You were saying the other day when you asked a question to people, when did you first discover Raconteurs News? When did you first start listening? And I was scratching my head. I thought, well, it must have been during COVID or something. And I remembered while I was driving yesterday, it was when Owen
Lloyd Martin.
Yes, when he was on. That's when I first discovered you. When was that?
Fucking hell. Jesus, that must be about 3 or 4 years ago. 3
Yeah,
years ago.
Yeah, that's when I first discovered you. And then he disappeared.
Yeah, the fucking, oh, he were a right cunt, him. Oh, fucking listen! Anybody wants to go back to that and have a listen to what because I was talking about it at the time. But it were a fucking right lad.
But he was good on the old the old TV.
Yeah, of course he were. He were a fucking con man.
Yeah, conning old ladies.
He were conning women, weren't he? We were conning fucking birds, and then he'd conned one bird, and she'd had to move out of the place she'd got in Portugal, and then they took it back off him. And like he's saying, oh, they're getting me out of my place. It weren't his place at all; it were hers. But she'd moved out because he won, and she couldn't get him back. And then he'd fucking when they came, when she got a new fella, she come back for a house and booted him out, and like he were trying to make out that he were a fucking victim in it all. He were fucking right, and he was scamming people that had been in chat room.
He went dark then on the internet, didn't he? Well, he was dark anyway, but he went darker.
Yeah, fucking hell. He completely disappeared, and I get him what I told him. I said what for. I get him what for on here. I fucking really went lashed into it. If you thought I was bad on Sanders, then go back and have a look at what I was saying about fucking Owen back then, because that's all he were. He were fucking con man. I mean, he were calling some people in chat room.
Fucker.
Let's see all these.
Jason, I'm going to do a show on Wednesday. Just to let everyone
cool. What are you doing?
Well, actually, I've got an announcement that I've got my first guest.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, he's a guy called Matt, and he's from America, and he's going to talk about energy with growing with copper and stuff like that, and all sorts of other things as well. He's a really interesting guy. He's starting to really get a massive following now, and he's agreed to come on the show. So I'm going to have him on and do an interview for at least an hour with him. And I think he's going to be a really good guest. So he's going to be my very first guest. So I'm really excited about it, actually.
Sorry, forgive me. What's his area of expertise?
He does like copper, magnetic gardening and stuff like that. All about energy. So like magnetism and things like that. So he's all about earthing and how to improve your health as well. Again, he's a health guy basically, effectively. And he used to do a lot of fitness and everything, and now he's gone really alternative. So he's a really interesting guy. I'd love everyone to tune in, or as many people to tune into the show on Wednesday. Hopefully, you'll really enjoy it. So
do you want to share it, Rob, beforehand? What his name is?
Matt. Hang on, I forget. His surname is Roski, I think it is. Hang on a second. His channel is Cultivate Elevate. Just let me have a look a second. Just 1 second. I've got it here.
Geomagnetic gardening, Tony's putting thing. Is that what sort of thing we're talking about?
Yeah. Basically, he's been talking about like putting copper, like getting pieces of wood, wrapping copper around it into your soil, and not having to put any sort of anything to
fertilizer.
Any fertilizer, thank you. No fertilizers. It's all attracting stuff from the ether and improving it naturally with magnetism. And apparently this works. It's like he's talks about using copper tools as well, because they go into the soil much better. And with iron tools, what they do is they actually take out the magnetism out of the soil. With copper tools, I don't know if anyone's heard, with copper, it gets rid of slugs and things like that. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, if you wrap a copper band around a barrel, if you've got plants in it. Yeah,
correct.
They won't cross it,
Yeah, exactly. So that's what he's going to be talking about, and other alternative things. He's a really good talker as well. So I think everyone would enjoy his chat. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find his surname here, but his channel is called Cultivate Elevate.
And when's this? When you're doing this show? Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday. So I forget where he lives in the States. I think I can't remember where he lives in the States now, and I think it's Roski, Matt Roski, his name is. But I'm going to post it all over the raccoons and everything. So
cool. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it. So I thought it was going to be Amanda Vollmer in January, but he's decided to jump on instead first. So I'm really looking forward to it. And anyone who's interested in gardening, and I mean, he's talking about things like that. I'm really interested, like where churches used, where we had like almost like Tesla type stuff on top of churches that attracted energy and things like that. He's talking about stuff like that as well.
Right,
Is that like Antiquitech?
Yeah, Antiquitech.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, Antiquitech. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Will that tie in with like lunar gardening as well? I wonder if there's something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's all of that as well. Yeah, absolutely. And it's all about energy, Neil. It's all about about what energy you're putting into it. But I think he's really fascinating. I've just discovered him in the last month, and I just contacted him last week, and he's agreed to come on.
Cool.
Is that lunar gardening on the moon?
Very good.
No one's been there.
No one's been there. The aliens have Spanish.
What is
it? There's no moon, is there? It's not. I don't know what it is. It's just a big fucking disc up in sky. We'll probably get up there and it'll be like on like a really fucking wank fucking thing, like a I don't know.
That's that's a very old sort of trait, moon gardening, planting seeds.
Planting seeds on a full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay. Got you. See, I just didn't know what it were.
Yeah, planting seeds on a full moon. Yeah.
Didn't Nick Collister write a book about that? I think.
Yeah, there was something about that, and it's about the alleged draw, the where the moon is in the sky, and the what do they call it? Gravity, how the gravity affects the plants.
Yeah.
When I say gravity, I mean gravity actually. If you believe that. So. No howling on a full moon.
No.
I do notice some people go a bit fucking strange on a full moon. There's something behind that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. When I used to DJ on a full moon, you knew when it were a full moon because you knew there were going to be trouble. Always.
Never drink in a pub called the Full Moon.
What are you saying, Robert?
Sorry, I missed that. No, I don't know. No, I'm saying, I mean, there's I believe that the full moon as well it brings out the lunatics, doesn't it? That's where it comes from, isn't it?
Yeah, and the fucking moon runs.
Whenever I used to do clinics in like on a full moon, when I was a diabetic retinal screener, honestly, the patients were definitely different. They were definitely a bit more crazy, I'd say.
Well, fucking hell! I used to have a missus that were fucking mad on a full moon. Fucking, I used to say it's a fucking full moon, innit? And I'd look out and it'd be a full moon, and I'd be right because I could tell just by the way you were acting.
I used to be a wolf, but I'm over it now. That was a joke for Rob.
Fucking hellfire! That is a terrible joke.
Rob loves terrible jokes.
No, that's worse than some of my jokes.
Oh.
No, come on, Robert gets his off the finest lollipop sticks.
I do. I get them off the finest YouTube, Google shit.
Matchboxes used to be good for jokes.
Always have restless sleep on a full moon, Beaver Bozo. Or new moon. Hey, Jace, look you. Oh, thank you, Nin. I'm feeling all right. I think it's a big moon today.
Not from you, I hope.
I can't see it though. I can't see it. There's so much shit in windows.
When you turn around, I thought he was going to do one.
Yeah, get me full moon out.
Oh, so freaking, you guys know the War Room, right?
Who's that?
From InfoWars.
It's Hitler.
Right, go on.
Back in a minute.
Basically, I've been just watching. I was watching a video from that, and they were talking about the GOP and the Republican Party and what's going on with that, and the massive thing going on within the conservative movement in America, the mainstream conservative movement, which is mainly just the DeSantis versus Donald Trump thing going on, which is essentially DeSantis mainly stabbed Trump in the back. Not that I care for Trump, but that's not the point. He stabbed Trump in the back, and now he's being named basically as the number one candidate to run for the Republican seat in 2024. And it's getting pretty heated regarding that. But then again, I guess what kind of election doesn't get heated, whether it's midterms or main? It's all a bunch of freaking garbage anyway. Because like, there's this guy named John Fetterman in Pennsylvania, who they're trying, who a couple of the MSM folks have been trying to prop up as being a potential candidate for 2024, which is hilarious because the dude it makes Biden look like a genius in terms of mental retardation. I'm not even joking. He literally makes Joe Biden look like a genius. That's how bad he is. It's ridiculous.
Okay. And Joe Biden's from Pennsylvania, isn't he? Scranton. Is he Pennsylvania? We were born in Scranton.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing, it's just, oh my God, this as far as what the left is currently doing, well, most of the mainstream media is, of course, hugely left-leaning, and they're completely going off of the whole anti-Trump, bandwagon. Even the like mainstream conservative movements are trying to push your Murdoch people basically are trying to push Trump out of the running for the Republican Party. And I just find it to be interesting that the entire establishment on both sides are just going after are playing this card at this time. And the Republican Party is a lot of its main guys are running in the Alaskan vote right now. Like they're trying to basically throw money away for nothing. Although, and it's a bit of a debacle. I've just been like, I've just been looking at this stuff just for fun, just because it's just like what's really going on.
Well, we enjoyed that. It was really good fun. Thanks for including us in that fun that you were looking at for fun. Brilliant, that Taylor. What's going on with the midterms? Have we got anywhere near any who's?
Well, the votes are being counted and all that. There's already some talk of voter fraud in Arizona and Nevada, and also I think some in Pennsylvania as well. Mainly the swing states, essentially, because those are the ones that most people even give two fucks about. Honestly, it's always about the swing states, and the rest of us don't matter. Of course, it's just those 3 or 4 states.
Well, you're fucking stuck in your ways, aren't you?
Did you get out and vote, Uni? Did you get out and vote yourself?
No, of course not. Obviously,
there's your political opinion.
Why didn't you go out and vote, Taylor?
Well, you know the answer to that. You don't.
No, I'm asking you.
Dinny's favorite saying.
What's fucking point? Yeah, Dinny's favorite saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's right. He is right.
Sorry, Taylor. Why do you invest energy into it then if you know that it's right and it's all just a puppet show? I don't get it because it's all
exactly.
they're just trying to make up a narrative to fit whatever they want. I mean, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
What do you get from it?
Just something to pass the time, really.
Yeah.
Ran out of big-eyed girls on the internet.
Well, yeah, look, yeah.
I was just being devil's advocate because I used to watch it as well. I used to get quite carried away with it, but
you're right now. You're exactly right.
Once you take it a
If you're
step
not going to
back,
bother, shut up and don't talk about it. Give waste of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
All a waste of time. It's all a waste. Everything is a waste of time. Everything that we're doing here now. This is it. Well, we are wasting this time, aren't we? We're doing things.
We're passing time.
Fill this time.
We're entertaining each other. We're entertaining each other, Jason.
Yes, we are. Yes. Sorry.
No, we're cultivating positive thoughts as well.
Of course. Yeah. We're always doing that. We're always doing that here on Raconteurs News. Sometimes it's fun to go to the polling booth and write trolling messages to the counters. This is Chris Partridge. You see, Adi did that. Adi took fucking photos of his. He took great pride when he were brand new, when he first became, this aware bloke, and he were fucking just everything. He was so into it that it encapsulated every single part of his life, his working life, every single part. And he went and voted on summer. They were a general election, I think, and he went and voted. And he just wrote crap in each fucking box. And I just thought, what was the point in that? And then took a photo on it, right proud.
The thing is, every vote, your voting card or whatever it is they give you, they know it's you as well, don't they, Jason?
Okay, no, I mean, what?
They do, don't they? Because it's all linked to your name and everything.
Yeah, of course
the number. It's not anonymous at all.
But when someone's brand new at something, you know what I mean. That's just how you are. You are like that.
The entertaining rebel.
Don't you wish you could go back to them days when it were carefree? All you were doing were talking about 9/11 an inside job. Yeah, that were just about as bad as it got. Can you remember that? Good old days when old news were hijacked airliners crashing into buildings.
Oh, and was Kennedy really shot?
Yeah, exactly. But now it's fucking everything. You can't go on, can you? Everything's got some sort of agenda to it.
I miss the old days talking about pancake theory in the pub.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pancake theory. Yeah. Well, of course, then the 46 central columns would still be stood, and they'd be stood on their own, wouldn't they?
Yes.
If the pancake theory was,
and the resistance, every floor would have resistance to a floor above coming down. Yes, and it would topple to the side, not completely fucking disappear in its own footprint.
Yeah.
That's what.
And then Alex Jones and fucking Loose Change came along and started polluting the narrative with a bunch of bullshit.
Shut up! You weren't even around then. You don't even know, man. You're just like, this is all part of the learning curve. When things aren't quite as what you thought they were when you first saw them, when you learn later on. That's all part of the learning curve.
How old were you uni when the buildings came down?
I think 7, probably. Yeah, 7.
Well, you might have took a bit on board.
I mean, you weren't, were you, really? I mean, at 7, you were fucking wondering what that thing were.
I mean, probably wasn't even watching the TV at the time. I was probably freaking sucking on my nappy or something.
If nothing changes, it's what they say. If nothing changes, it stays the fucking same.
You've still got that nappy now, haven't you, Taylor?
Oh, yes.
Fucking hellfire. Yeah, see, this is the thing, you see. This is all that you see. What you do is you go, and that's just utter dog shit, and that's just utter dog shit. Right? This is all part of somebody's learning curve. They've got to be able to find out for themselves what's dog shit and what's not. So you can't go around telling people because there's just no point. You've got to you can direct, you can get people, you can lead them somewhere, or you can suggest something to them, but you can't tell them. People have got to learn for themselves. That's the one, that's what you've got to that's the one lesson that you learn out of all this. The one lesson you learn that does you any good is once you realize that people have got to fucking learn for themselves. There's no other fucking way. There isn't any other way. It's got to
You got
Learn by your mistakes, say Jason.
You got to be long in the tooth. You got to go through the oncoming ice age, into the ozone layer depletion, into the fucking failing of the was it acid rain, and then climate change. And every fucking 10, 15 years, another bullshit story's come along to tax your ass. And climate change is the one that's going to now tax your ass. By the way, get an electric vehicle.
How many airplanes was it that landed at COP20? Was it 300 and something?
COP27?
Yeah, 300 and something planes.
All
Wasn't it?
private jets, yeah.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have a fucking Zoom meeting like this?
No, because then you see,
Exactly.
It's all right, isn't it? Then you've got just
Yes.
Stop Oil doing that and pissing everybody off. So no one's pissed off at them at COP. Are they because they're fucking going there and they're being really mega hypocrite at the very, very best, right? The very best thing that they can hope for is they're accused of being hypocritical. Right?
I was
The worst,
laughing.
It's a conspiracy and the fucking it's a load of bollocks that the fucking
Complete bollocks. I was laughing the other day. They were chatting about Qatar and they're saying, well, we're kind of worried about the players' temperatures. And they're saying every single one of the stadiums are completely air conditioned except for one. How much energy does it take to air condition a fucking football field or ground in Qatar to 22 degrees?
Yeah. Are they covered? Are they covered, Spanish?
I guess they must be. How else do you cover? How else do you make it
Yeah, it's gotta
22
be, hasn't
degrees?
it? Yeah,
So
it's got to be.
they said it's state of the art air conditioning, all of them, every single one, apart from I think it was one play area that won't be air conditioned. So how much energy is that using for a fucking game to kick a fucking lever ball around the field?
How much carbon is it producing?
Exactly. It's all
No,
bollocks.
it's
You know it's all
all
bollocks.
fucking, it's all fucking nuts. It's all mad. I mean, but that's what the way it's been since 1978. Is World Cups have been in places, that have fucking paid for it. Every place, every single place. Qatar, fucking Argentina when it started. That's where it started. The Argentinian government, the dictatorship that were there, they paid for it to come.
Yeah, there was some on the news about all the African countries being paid a lot of money just to vote for Qatar this time.
Yeah.
Bribes.
He got done for it, didn't he? Fucking Jack Warner, the FIFA official for CONCACAF, innit? Where it weren't African, it were CONCACAF states.
Caribbean, wasn't it? Something?
Yeah, Caribbean states, yeah. That were fucking, that were getting the vote and all block voting and all that sort of thing.
Anyway, I think it's a conspiracy theory, right? That Jimmy's computer doesn't work. I think
I'll be in the ditch, pissed as fuck.
he's really down the pub, having a few pints and a spliff.
He'll be in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
We one of them hats on, like what's one of them fucking Irish stereotypical thing? Them little ginger people.
Oh, the little men.
Orally men.
No, you know what I mean, don't you?
Leprechauns.
Leprechaun, that's it. I'll have a leprechaun hat on, and he'll be in a ditch fucking singing, I don't know, Irish Rover or something like that.
What was he saying? Come here.
Come here.
The other
Come here.
night, Neil. He kept saying,
Come
"Come
here.
here."
Hey, Neil, come here. Come here. Come here. No, but come here. Yeah, good. Yeah, Jim. We miss you, Jimmy. If you're listening, your computer's fucking working. So why aren't you at work? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Or if you're listening afterwards, then we'll let you off with that. Is that had technical issues tonight? Well, we nearly got the end of fucking thing, haven't we?
You've done it.
An hour and a half, like
You've
I said.
done your hour and a half, Jason.
By the way,
Go on.
Jace, can you throw Chris Partridge a spanner? He keeps getting his comments held up for review all the time. We've got to moderate him.
Let me have a look.
I tried to add him to my channel, Spanish, but I Chris,
not
send
long, is
me
it?
send me your YouTube link, Chris, so I can add you.
There you go. Chris Partridge is now a moderator.
Oh, did you find how'd you do that quick?
Because I am fucking like
you're a
ace.
professional, aren't you?
You're not really, Jay. Sorry. just a trick you found out recently.
No, I just did it on my other thing. I've got another thing on here and I can do it on that.
Can you show Uncle Rob?
Yeah, can you show Uncle Rob?
Yeah, you can't do it because you haven't got access to YouTube channel.
No, I'm on my YouTube channel.
Oh, yours? You just got only you go over his name, and then to the left there's three dots.
Yeah.
Click on them 3 dots.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's add moderator is one of
Oh, right, okay.
Put them in timeout or add
So if I do
moderator.
that on the previous show, can I do that?
Now when they're on.
Oh, when they're on. It's
Oh,
gotta be
you
on
can
the
do
line.
it, but there is a way to do it from the previous show.
No, I know. Yeah, I was trying to do it. Yeah, anyway, I mean, Spanish is. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, cheers for that. Thanks. Oh, Chris is happy. Look at that. See?
Is he? There we go.
Look at that. He says, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's not only got a T-shirt, but he's also now a moderator.
Yeah.
Whatever that fucking means. If it means
And he loves a burger and chips.
Oh, he loves it. Does he? Oh, yeah. You met up with him yesterday, didn't you?
On Wednesday, we met up. He was in my part of town, and we decided to meet. And well, we never stopped talking. We covered everything. We covered every conspiracy, every theory. There he is. Look at him.
There's the new moderator.
Rocking his new RN T-shirt. Look at him.
There he is. He has got his socks tucked into his trowel. His trowel tucked into his socks. I'm not sure about that. But then again, I can't fucking tuck my socks into all. So
you can tuck them into your stump, Jason.
Hey?
You can tuck them into your stump.
Oh, yeah, well, not really. I ain't got no. My stump's like not hollow, is it? Anyway, let's do it. That's it. End of the broadcast. I am going to pop the link in the comments if anyone wants to come on and have to chat. And
just remind everyone, I did put the link in for that for Cultivate Elevate for their website, and also subscribe to my channel, please, if you want to watch the show on Wednesday, or just watch the show on Wednesday. You don't have to subscribe.
There you go, Wednesday, and I'll be back Tuesday, and maybe Jimmy will be as well, and maybe not. But I'm going to put something together anyway, so that I make sure I've got something for you. I might even have a guest on. So yeah, thank you very much for jumping on, Neil. It's been
no problem. Thanks for the invite. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure. When I noticed you were in chat room, I thought, oh yeah, it is a man to save me.
Yeah, I have to save your life, didn't I? Position of privilege. Well, no, thanks for the invite, and I'll come and chat again. I'll keep an eye out and see what happens next week. Next week is another week in crypto.
It is, yeah. Thanks to you, Dr. Robert.
Cheers, everyone. Everyone in the chat.
Taylor, for jumping on and entertaining us with his fun facts. You're doing your fun facts, aren't you, Taylor, mate?
Oh, I have plenty of fun facts. It all just depends on whether you care to hear them.
I know, mate. Listen, don't worry about it. We're all right. You keep talking. Take it easy, everybody. I'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks to everybody who's been in the chat room and everyone who's not been in the chat room as well. I'll see you Tuesday.
See you
hopefully. It's all right a bit.
Bye.